Mr. Baxter and Mr. Cook, do we have an idea of like how Ximena and her father's case is different in the way that a lot of people do get detained and immediately deported, whereas they did get some sort of path or are kind of in the process of doing?
You know, that's a very interesting question. Their case in many ways is not different. The vast majority of cases are like this. People who are picked up for driving without a license. And this is not new under Trump, just so you know. This has been happening since Bill Clinton was around because of a law passed in 1996. So their case is pretty typical of most people. The folks that you see being deported right away typically have deportation orders, generally speaking, or they have criminal convictions that make them immediately deportable, or they've been here less than 2 years. Ximena and her dad are like 10 million other people that have been here for decades in the United States, that have long established ties to the community, that have rights to bond, that have rights to apply for relief only in removal proceedings. So in many ways, they're very typical of the folks that are being picked up by ICE right now.
Justin, you spoke a little bit earlier in Spanish, and maybe you can answer this as well, but can you walk us through a little bit about why try to seek the U visa? Is it because of the way that she was detained in that moment? Can you talk to us about what that process looks like right now? Where could her case end up being heard, that type of thing, like a timeline?
Sure, yeah.
Or her dad's case, how that
As well.
Okay, yeah. So her case is a little bit different from her dad's, and then I'll answer the U visa question. So her dad has U.S. citizen children. So because he's been here for more than 10 years, because he has U.S. citizen children who would suffer if he was deported, he's able to apply for something called cancellation of removal. Ximena is way too young to get married and has no kids. So she needs a parent who's a U.S. citizen or permanent resident so that she can qualify for cancellation of removal as well. So where Jose has a clear path right now to at least presenting an application to be able to stay in the United States, Ximena's case may end up depending on his case, the success of his case. Because if he wins his case, he becomes a permanent resident, and then she would have that qualifying relative to then request cancellation of removal. As far as the U visa is concerned, yeah, so we have concerns based on a number of different things, how the arrest was carried out, what was put in the arrest report that obviously wasn't true, and some things that happened right after, resulting in his resignation about the legality of this stop and then arrest. So if we, through this investigation process and in talking with the city of Dalton, if we come to understand that she was the victim of a false arrest, then that would qualify her for a U visa. And presumably, as part of understanding that they're somewhat at fault for this, the city of Dalton would have somebody sign a U visa certificate that would allow her to apply for a U visa. Now, because she's under 21, that means her dad and mom would also fall under the U visa, so the whole family would get that benefit. They would have a work permit for many, many years while they're waiting for the U visa to be approved, because U visas are backlogged like 15 to 20 years right now. So in the meantime, they'd have work authorization, a social security number, a driver's license, and they would be, out of the shadows and in the public doing the things that they've always wanted to do.